That's it, just press the button. Polaroid.
I'm no stranger to instant film, shooting with Fuji's Instax Square in the past, but I never really fell in love with it. But the idea of shooting real Polaroid sounds so amazing, but also so expensive. And I don't need another camera, do I? So I got another camera. Now don't worry, the camera itself is relatively cheap. I picked up the Polaroid 600 Business Edition for only £25, but you can definitely find models going for around £15 to £20. I just wanted one that was definitely working and tested. It gets expensive when you start buying film for it. Polaroid are infamous for expensive film. You're going to be paying around £17 for 8 photos. The model I have, the Business Edition, is nothing special. It's got an exposure control and a close-up mode. Once I got my camera, I loaded it up with some film and I went out shooting. Well, I took my first Polaroid in my garden. It's nice, no complaints, it's looking good. But it's time to properly take it out. I actually like this composition so much I revisited it with some expired Portra 400 NC, but more on that in another video. Yeah, this image didn't really come out at all. So a good question is, why am I taking these Polaroids? There's this semi-popular technique called Polaroid decay or manipulation, which involves exposing the emulsion of these Polaroids and exposing them to different chemicals, which destroys it. Now, if you're a stranger to this channel, you might not know that I am in love with abstract art, destroying film and anything like that. So this is right up my alleyway. There are so many different experiments you can do with Polaroid and I was so excited to start doing them. So for my first one, I thought I would microwave my Polaroid. I saw this technique thrown around in some articles on websites and I thought, sure, it'll be easy. Now this is where I specify you do not try this at home. Polaroid has metal foil in it. And what are you not meant to put in a microwave? Metal. So within 2 seconds of putting this in a microwave, sparks started to appear. I instantly stopped it. I was like, shit, fuck, what the hell? But the image came out kind of cool, so it was completely worth it. The image itself was nothing special, it was just of my garden, but the damage, the texture, it is so interesting. I'm actually in love with this so much. I got it printed in 10 by 8 inches because it just looked so cool. Moving forward from here, I thought I would take a self-portrait. For this process, I would be dipping the Polaroid in a hot washing up liquid while it developed. Now this didn't really have much effect. If anything, it just kind of stopped the developing and just made it go dark, but it still looks kind of cool. Finally, with 1 frame left, I just set up a mini composition in my room and took kind of a close-up where it kind of came out blurry, but I think it looks alright. For this, I went and opened up the Polaroid and exposed the emulsion and used substances like bleach, washing up liquid and lemon juice, and I got a pretty interesting result. This is definitely what I want to do more of, so that means I've got to buy another pack of Polaroids. You may have noticed the last set of Polaroids had coloured borders. This is because that pack was just a few pounds cheaper and it was just going to be a test shoot. For these ones, I did buy the iconic white borders of the Polaroids. For my first frame, I revisited an earlier composition that I really liked. I definitely think this image came out better than the last one. Going further down the canal I was by, I got another one of this pylon. And finally, in a kind of spur of the moment, I took this shot. This was one of the first times I was actually playing with the exposure controls because I didn't want to just end up with an underexposed mess, and I think it came out alright. After tearing apart these Polaroids and exposing their emulsion, I went down the same route as last time with different bleaches, some washing up liquid and lemon juice, and I definitely got some funky results from all of them. This one is definitely my favourite. Just zooming in, I love the texture where the emulsion has started peeling and moving and dissolving. Obviously, I went out shooting a bit more and you guessed it, I went to the same pylon yet again, but from a different angle this time. I do really like this image, I just love how it stands on its own. I also found this cool looking entrance to a farm and I thought that'd make a nice image. Shame I'm about to irreversibly destroy it. While trying to expose the emulsion, I ended up kind of peeling it wrong and the emulsion stayed on the negative of the Polaroid. This meant any damage I was doing, it was definitely less effective and went more down the emulsion lift kind of route where it was starting to float away when I exposed it to water. But I definitely still got some cool effects on the pylon. This image looks amazing in my opinion, it's probably one of my favourites. However, with this composition, I may have used a bit too hot water and pretty much completely destroyed the emulsion. You can barely even tell what image was there before. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, but it's not what I wanted. Definitely a shame because I really did like that composition. And finally, I went out and took my last 3 photos. This one was utterly shit. I don't know what I was thinking trying to get that pylon in shot when it was so far away. And this is the same composition I took in one of the first shoots. I haven't actually decided what I'm going to do with these Polaroids yet. I've not damaged them, mainly because in 3 or 4 weeks time I'm going to come up with a really good idea that I want to do to experiment on these Polaroids, and I'm not going to have any lying around to do it to. If you do want to see what I eventually do to these Polaroids, definitely follow my Instagram where I post pretty regularly at the moment. Link is in the description. I am absolutely in love with these Polaroids. Yes, they are expensive, but it is such a fun process and so unique, some of the creative processes you can do with them. It is so nice to have a physical image after going out shooting. It's kind of like going through them and, you know, it's like I'm looking at Pokemon cards. But thank you for watching this experimental video. If you like some of the art I made, definitely subscribe. I've got more to come. Thank you for watching, and Matt out.